In today's English lesson, you are going to learn how to talk about being sick in English. I am going to get a rapid test because I think I am sick. We're going to talk about the difference between a rapid test and a PCR test. I'm going to show you the at-home test I have that I took yesterday. Came out negative. That's a good thing. But I've lost my sense of taste. And in English, we have 5 senses. You have 5 senses in your native language. It's just what our body has. But we have sight, smell, taste, hearing, and feel. And I lost my sense of taste yesterday, which is probably a bad sign. Yesterday, I took an at-home test that came out negative, but I am at a clinic, we might call it, emergicare, we also call it, and I think they have rapid tests here. There's also something called a PCR test in English. I don't know what that stands for, but it's more accurate. It's more true. You can be guaranteed the result is correct, or at least a little more correct than a rapid test. But I have to go back to school tomorrow, and I want that result a little more quickly. The PCR test takes 3 days, I think, and this rapid test, I think, takes like 15 minutes. But the at-home test is not as accurate. So that's why I want to get a rapid test. Let me go get that test, and then we'll go back to my house and talk more about all of the ways you can talk about how you are feeling in English. And of course, I need to put on a mask before I go in. And it's a long walk to the front door. Okay, well, things did not go as I planned. I need to make an appointment for a test tomorrow. They didn't have any today. Well, that was a bust. We sometimes say that was a bust when something doesn't work out. There's an English phrasal verb for you. When something you thought was going to happen and it doesn't happen in a bad way, you can say that was a bust. It didn't work out. Hey, it's the next day. I'm in my bathrobe. This might be the 3rd or 4th lesson I have done in my bathrobe. I think 2 have been when I was sick. But I want to teach you a couple English terms that we would use for the test. And right here in my hands, I have a swab, or a cotton swab, or a Q-tip. We might use all 3 of those. And the phrasal verb you want to use with the test is stick up. So you need to stick the swab up your nose and swab. You could use that verb. It can be a noun, a swab, or I'll swab my cheek right now. I'm swabbing my cheek. Another verb you might use with the test is swirl. So I'm going to swirl the swab up my nose. Think about when you flush a toilet. If in your country you have flushable toilets, the water swirls down the drain. There's kind of a circular motion with swirl. So this is what an at-home test looks like. It comes with a swab. It comes with a card. Maybe I can open this up. They're quite expensive. At least I think they're quite expensive. They are $13 a piece, and each box comes with 2 tests. So the box costs $26, which for me is pretty expensive every time I want to take a test or somebody in my family wants to take a test. So I'm not going to open this, but it comes with a card that you will stick once you have swabbed your nose. You have to stick the swab in these 2 little holes and you have to wait 15 minutes and then you'll get your results. But like I said, they're not quite as accurate as a rapid test or a PCR, but they're a lot easier if you can afford it. So they come with instructions. We call these things instructions. They tell you how to do it. And actually they come in English and in Spanish. And there's a little dropper in here. There's some kind of solution. It's liquid and it is made up of different components. I don't know the ingredients. You stick this little dropper, you have to tear off the end and stick the dropper in the 2 holes. There are the instructions, and you can see those 2 little holes that you have to stick the swab through. And I hope I did my at-home test correctly, but there might have been something called user error. You know, I'm not a doctor. I hope I did everything correctly. I followed the instructions, but maybe I did something wrong. And so my results were not exactly accurate, which is why I want to go and have a professional administer the test. That might be a new word for you, administer. It can be a noun, someone who gives a test or someone who is in power. Your boss might be an administrator, but you can also administer a test. That means a person has knowledge, they have experience, and they know how to do the test better than someone like me. There are 2 swabs in this package. They are quite long, but luckily you only have to stick the swab about 3/4 of an inch up your nose. And I'm sure you use centimeters, so I'll put that right up on the screen. So Jamie and I had a New Year's party. Just 2 couples came, 2 married couples for a total of 4 people. They came over, but the next day, 2 children from each couple tested positive. COVID is running rampant around here. That means it is spreading a lot. It's spreading like wildfire. So I'm only sure it's a matter of time that we all get it eventually. Later on this afternoon, I have my test. Check out on Instagram and I will do an update if I am positive or negative. This is one test you want to be negative for. You want it to come out negative. I hope this lesson has helped you improve your English. If you want more lessons in a bathrobe, there's a playlist up there. Thanks for watching. See you next time.